Okay, so here we are today in Blender, and we are going to do some fairly quick low poly modeling using Booleans. And what I've got here is a nice base that's going to be turned into a house, and we have a simple door and a window with a window sill and lintel. And these are going to be our Boolean cutter objects. And so simply all I'm going to do is I'm going to select my house. I'm going to press Q to bring up my quick menu, and I've added the Boolean modifier to the quick menu, so I just need to click on it there and then come over to the modifier tab, and I need to just simply select that dropper in the object role out there, and just if I select my window there, I can move the window object over to the house so it starts to intersect like that, and you'll notice that the window sill and the lintel have come along for the ride because they are parented to this window object. Now if I select the house and I press / to isolate it, you'll notice that that window has now been nicely cut in to my house, and it's done a pretty good job, but you'll notice that there's a slight seam here on the brickwork, but we can fix that later. So press / again. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, with my house selected, I'm going to press Q again and add another Boolean. And this time I'm going to pick my windowsill object. But this is going to be a different operation. This wants to be a union. So if I click on union there and now do a / isolate my house, now I've got windowsills and a window or a lintel above my window nicely cut into my low poly house. So I'm going to come out of isolation mode again. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to duplicate both the window and the window sill. So if I do a Shift D, so I've got duplicates of those, and I've duplicated the house as well. So we'll select that window sill object and the window. Do a Shift D to duplicate it. Move my window up like that. Do another one. So I've got more windows like that. Now what I'm going to do is select that windowsill, this one, and the original, and not select the house. And I'm going to do a Control J to join them together. I'm going to do the same with the windows. Do another Control J, join those together. Now if I isolate my house, I've got 3 windows cut in. Come out of isolation, I can select my window object and my window sill object. Deselect that house. If I press tab at this point and go into sub-object mode, I can now potentially move my Boolean cutting object still. So if I press 3 to get the face selection, I can move all those around. And I can't really see what's happening at this point, but I could move that over there and then go back to that, and I can see the result of that. It's just a little bit cumbersome. So what we could do at this point is we could select the window cutter object, come up to the object panel, we scroll down to where we find display as, and we turn this to wireframe so we can now actually see what the end result is. We don't need to do that to the window sills because they're a union rather than a cut or a difference. And there we are. We have a nicely cut in set of windows that we didn't have to do a lot of work to achieve. And then we could also go back to the house at this point. If we have the house selected, press Q, add another Boolean. We can pick our door like so. We can set the door to be wireframe only. Move it over. And of course it's parented, so if I just select the faces and come over like that, it will cut in, and I can see the end result of that cut like that. I could decide to change the position of it a little bit, maybe something like that. And now what I might do at this point, if I select my house, I am going to isolate it. And if I go back to the modifier tab, I'm going to apply all those Booleans. So now it's effectively collapsed everything, and it's cut in those cutter objects and unions, and everything is now one mesh. And what usually happens when you do this is you will get some funny bits of geometry or edges. But this time it seems to have, you've got some, all these verts are joined up by relatively decent edges. I don't see any huge problems with that, other than that there are some very obvious n-gons. So we're going to just very quickly fix that by, if we press 3 on the keyboard, so we've got a face selection, we select all of the faces by pressing A. We can do a Control-T to triangulate everything, which is not very pretty, but it's effective. And what I can do at this point is do an Alt-J, and it will remove a lot of those triangles. So Control-T triangulates the mesh, Alt-J attempts to quadrangulate your mesh, but obviously it's not going to turn everything into a quad. But this is now a relatively optimized mesh. All our booleans are cut in. Got a little bit of UVing to do to fix these seams here, but other than that, we've got a nicely optimized mesh, and it is quadrangulated and triangulated, or it doesn't have any n-gons in it.